about the campaign to get me to host Saturday Night Live, I didn't know what Facebook was. And now that I do know what it is, I have to say, it sounds like a huge waste of time.
Number 10, Tiffany Haddish on fame, fashion and current events. Back in season 43, Tiffany Haddish made history as the first black female stand-up comedian to host SNL.
And all my friends are telling me, Tiffany, you a star now. You big time. You balling out of control. And I'm looking at my bank account like,
Dressed in her gorgeous Alexander McQueen red carpet gown, she lit up the 8H stage with her bright and bubbly personality. She talks about her rise to fame and latest movie, shares her take on current events, and provides some pretty sound advice to battle predatory behaviors.
Listen, fellas. Listen, okay? If you got your thing out and she got all her clothes on, you're wrong. You're in the wrong.
She also explains why she'll keep wearing that dress until the day that she, hopefully never, dies.
And I said, I don't give a dang about no taboo. I spent a lot of money on this dress. This dress costs way more than my mortgage. This is an Alexander McQueen, okay? It's a $4,000 dress. I'm gonna wear this dress multiple times.
But no matter what the subject, she injects her classic big energy humor and keeps the audience laughing out loud the whole time. Number 9, Steve Martin on Keeping It Real. Out of his 15 hosting stints, it's Steve Martin's 1991 monologue that we always return to when we need a good laugh. The A-lister proves that he's still grounded by going out of his way to give the rest of the cast a shout-out.
I love being back here on the show with the cast I love so much, the regulars, Kevin, Dana, Phil, Victoria, and the newer cast members, Ramon, Tina, Biff, Frosty, and Spunky.
Well, kinda. He might be famous, but Martin prefers to keep it real and grab life by the, well, we'll let him finish that one.
And pull down with a quick snap and release. Never with a slow, tight grip like some celebrities.
Not only is he, gracious to his fans, but we learn that he has great creative vision too.
And then as I'm talking to them, I realize if I play the father, I don't get to wear the white dress. So I say, do you think there's a place in the movie where I could wear the white dress, say at the wedding or something like that? And they say, well, really, the bride should wear the white dress. And I say, could we both wear the white dress, man? You know, could we shoot it both ways?
And if that was up to him, Father of the Bride could have been a very different movie. Number 8, John Mulaney's Observations. We've come to expect great things from the mind behind sketches like Lobster Diner and characters like Stefan. And of course, this former SNL writer always delivers. His monologue covers a lot of ground, from his interfaith marriage, subway announcements, to seeing Woody Allen and siren sounds.
Let me go see if a 29-year-old Jewish woman who doesn't like any of my suggestions would convert to, what was it again? Roman Catholicism?
What makes it even funnier is his ability to remain poker-faced while the rest of us can barely breathe from laughter. His self-deprecating, observational style of humor hits every comedy spot. You've barely finished laughing before he hits you with the next punchline. Just try and hold it together long enough to enjoy his siren impersonations.
They warn you about that now. There's also signs in the back of taxi cabs that say, murdering a taxi driver will get you 25 years in prison. Oh, okay. I guess I won't do it.
Number 7, the 30 Rock reunion. This particularly special monologue marked Tracy Morgan's celebrated return to Studio 8H after his terrifying car accident.
So a couple of months ago, I called Lorne Michaels. He's my co-Obi-Wan Kenobi. And I said, Lauren, when I get back on my feet, I want to come home. And here I am.
To commemorate the momentous occasion, his former 30 Rock castmates reunited in a seemingly prophetic episode. With mentions of Skrillex, Psy, and Smash, the flashback could not have been more quintessentially 2012. For fans of the NBC comedy, it was a much-needed dose of the zany humor we'd so missed.
Mr. Jordan has got to get better. Who's going to teach me to drink Hennessy until I throw up on the Knicks? Who's going to remind me to expose myself to dogs to show them who's the alpha?
The sketch manages to be both sentimental and hilarious and renews our love for Morgan's wacky sense of humor. We were so thrilled to see him making us laugh once again.
Take a look at this episode from 2012. It was pathetic. See? I know the word pathetic. My brain works.
Number 6, Paul Simon's turkey costume. Do you do when you have a musical icon hosting the Thanksgiving episode? You get them to sing Still Crazy after all these years while wearing a turkey costume.
I met my old lover on the street last night. She seemed so glad to see me, I just smiled.
But what might have sounded like a great idea in the writer's room leaves Simon feeling a little bit of a, well, turkey. He stops the performance to complain about this crazy concept, and his deadpan delivery only makes his misery even funnier.
You know, I said when the turkey concept was first brought up, I said, there's a very good chance I'm going to end up looking stupid.
His confrontation with head honcho Lorne Michaels is hilarious too. His comedic timing was so spot on that he could have easily had a second career as a stand-up comic.
You call that wonderful?
What, you had a problem?
It was one of the most humiliating experiences of my life.
What, the band came in late?
The band is fine. The band?
Well, I don't understand what the problem.
Number 5, Bernie Mac's Worldview. The late great comedy icon Bernie Mac hosted back in 2003.
So I'm watching everybody. I was on the elevator with an old white lady. Because her and I, she watching me, I'm watching her. And she asked me a stupid ass question. What you looking at? I said, what the hell you think I'm looking at? I'm looking at you.
Showing his comedic versatility, Mac's observational gags made for an unforgettable episode opening. Whether he's talking about the state of the world or traveling as a celeb, he had audiences doubled over with laughter.
See, like, people know me now, but I don't know them. It's a beautiful thing, and I'm a good person. I'm a people person. When you come up to me back up in the day, I'll shake your hand, talk to you. I'm not doing that today. People call me, hollering my name, pulling on me. Hey, Bernie, slapping me and all that kind of stuff. I shot 3 people last week.
The best part is that his jokes hit just as hard today as they did back then. This monologue easily goes down as one of the best in SNL history. His edgy commentary will help you find some brightness in what can be a pretty dark world.
I want you to sit up, eat your food, watch a movie, take a nap, leave your shoes alone. I don't know you. I don't know what you're doing down there, but I swear for Lord, when you bend down, you ain't gonna bend back up until you land.
If somehow his hosting stint slipped your radar, we'd recommend checking it out. Number 4, Eddie Murphy returns. Joining the cast aged just 19, Eddie Murphy has often been hailed as the person who saved Saturday Night Live.
I said last year that when I left the show, I swore that I would never do Saturday Night Live again because I said the show was terrible. Really, and I did 48 hours in Trading Places and I felt like I was an actor now. It was like, Saturday Night Live? Ha!
Somewhere between his movie career taking off and slightly stalling, he returned to his Studio 8H roots, finding the perfect balance between poking fun at himself and spotlighting his post-SNL success. Murphy had the audience in stitches. His monologue exemplified just why he was one of the show's biggest breakout stars.
I know lots of times you're gonna have a great show, they come out and they lie to you. You sit there and you see some things that suck. Tonight is the same. Most of the show is good, but there'll be 2 or 3 things that you'll go, that's not funny.
Unfortunately, we would have to wait almost another 35 years until he'd be back again, but it was totally worth it, and he proved once again that even after all these years, he's still got it.
Yeah, this is the last episode of 2019, but if you're black, this is the first episode since I left back in 1984.
Number 3, Kumail Nanjiani destroys prejudice. Making a strong SNL debut, Nanjiani used his monologue to hysterically ridicule racism.
Why did you watch the whole movie? Were you hoping for a twist at the end? Did you think at the end I'd rip off my mask like, haha, it's me, Chris Pine, I'm a white...
Retelling the story that inspired his comedy film The Big Sick, he shares some of the more problematic reviews it received. Kumail makes some incredibly valid and insightful points about Islamophobia and racism in general, but with a brilliantly cutting comedic spin.
It was huge a while ago, and then we thought it was gone and done, and now it's back and bigger than ever. Thursdays on NBC.
He compares the rise of Islamophobia to the Will and Grace revival, differentiates between Muslims and Sikhs, and just totally skewers ignorance. We're laughing so hard that we can barely catch our breath between jokes. He ends particularly strongly as well.
Just because you're racist doesn't mean you have to be ignorant. An informed racist is a better racist.
All we can say is bring back Kumail Nanjiani. Number 2, Norm Macdonald on being fired. About a year and a half after he was fired from the show, Norm Macdonald was invited back to host.
I don't know if you remember this, but I used to actually be on this show. You know? I used to do the weekend update news routine. You remember that?
Clearly, it was water under the bridge since he accepted. Well, not before he used his monologue to take a few shots at the show.
I wanted to keep my job, right? And they felt the exact opposite.
Who would have thought that being fired would provide perfect material for a comedy monologue? Macdonald muses over how he went from being told that he's not funny enough to be part of the cast to becoming entertaining enough to host. His conclusion is side-splittingly hilarious.
Then it occurred to me, I haven't gotten funnier. The show has gotten really bad.
Following his standout monologue, it feels like SNL got things very wrong when they let him go. Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honourable mentions. Julia Louis-Dreyfus's award-winning comedy, a reminder of why we loved her on the show.
Who the is America for? Hey, Felicity! Check and see if she's got her green card with her. Am I right? Don't clap, you ass.
Amy Schumer on being Amy Schumer. This is classic Schumer humor.
Am I dating Bradley Cooper? I don't know how Hollywood works, but I'm pretty sure that I'm dating Bradley Cooper. And I changed my Facebook status. Well, I'm like, it's not complicated. I'm engaged to Bradley Cooper.
Taylor Swift's musical musings. Whether it's music or comedy, Taylor's always on the beat.
I like writing songs about douchebags who cheat on me, but I'm not gonna say that in my monologue.
Michael Keaton, Batman, and Beetlejuice. We just wanted to see his greatest hits.
No! Jay, he just said he didn't want to do it, Jay! You're embarrassing us in front of our hero, Jay!
Sorry about that.
Number 1, Robin Williams. Just Robin Williams. Even watching it now, we're super envious of anyone who was in the room when Robin Williams hosted in 1988.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I know you believe.
As we'd come to expect from this versatile comedian, every moment of his monologue is pure hilarity.
Sometimes he talks like a badly dubbed Chinese kung fu movie, isn't it? It's like, well, I feel I'm doing better now. I don't even think he speaks. I think Nancy dubs him, you notice?
Whether he's making us laugh with his impressive arsenal of impressions, commenting on the Reagan administration, or mocking televangelists. Sure, some of his jokes might appear dated now, but his delivery is timeless.
I'm now going to compare Jesus and Spider-Man.
There's no match for Williams's unbounded energy and genius comedy styling. Naturally, he stole the entire show before it had barely begun. He's so effortlessly brilliant that we never wanted this monologue to end.
It's so wild it makes you think that Jesus is gonna come back. But this time he's not gonna look like Ted Nugent. Baby. He's gonna be a large black man named Jesse.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from Ms. Mojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.